Hello dear students, welcome once again to the online video lectures. Today we'll start the dangers to wildlife. Already in the previous video I have given you the outline of the whole chapter. Let us see the textbook also, what is given here. And today's topic is dangers to the wildlife. Okay, so let us read it and we'll find out what is given here. A question mark has been put against the existence of entire wildlife due to the human greed and development in the recent times. We all know that human beings are very greedy. They will demand for one thing, and if after completing that first greed, they will be looking for the second greed. So, on examining the reasons, it is understood clearly that wildlife has become unprotected, and we are losing them, and they are also losing their natural habitat due to the continuous decrease in the forest. Hunting is carried out for their skin, for their meat, for their teeth, hairs, and bones, which is a very big problem to us. And also the domestic animals which are grazing in the forest, they also destroy the natural habitat of the wild animals. The herbivores are deprived of their food, which results in the decrease in their numbers. It will deprive the carnivorous, like we have seen the life cycle. The herbivorous animals are depending upon the plants, the carnivorous animals are depending upon the herbivorous animals. So this cycle goes on. Everybody is interdependent on each other. So the carnivorous, when they are deprived of the herbivorous animals which are found in the forest, they will come to the human settlements, and a situation and conflict arise between the wild animals and the human settlement, and sometimes this will lead to the destruction of the wildlife. Besides, the effect of pollution is also very adverse due to the human activities. So due to decrease in the forest area, the wildlife occasionally come within the human habitation. Human interference in areas of wild animals result in clashes with them. Means when the animals are coming in the human settlements, there will be clashes between human beings and the animals, which will result in the destruction of the wildlife. This way we are losing the green forest, and sometimes we destroy the wildlife also. In south and southeastern India, elephants which are coming for the search of food create havoc in the agricultural fields. Incidents of killing or injuring the men by leopards take place in Saurashtra and in South Gujarat, and by wolf in the forest of North Indian Gujarat. The precaution is very necessary to prevent such disasters. So after reading this paragraph, we come to know that the wildlife, where they are not getting food in their natural habitat, they are transferring themselves. They are making to themselves to travel in the human settlements and search for the food. In such type of thing, there is a clash between the human beings and the wild animals, which results in the killing of the wild animals. Sometimes they are also attacking the human beings, which is not good. So we should develop something. Some remedy should be developed in order to conserve the wildlife. A long-term plan is very necessary to conserve and increase the forest area. We shall have to be more dedicated to implement strong legal provisions and their strict implementation for the conservation of the forest areas and wildlife. So government should make strict provisions. Strict rules should be made by the government, and it should be implemented. And also there should be a person who should look after the wild animals in the wild forest, that peoples are not getting inside it and they are not causing any type of destruction to the forest areas. Some NGOs, they should give top priorities and arrange the public awareness programs, and also the cutting of large trees outside the forest and inside the forest should be stopped. And the animals which are living in the farms, in the ponds, in the wetlands, especially the migratory birds which come from the different countries and find their habitat in our country, they should be protected. There should be an active work which should be going on to reduce the pollution. We should also control the forest fire, and anticipatory planning should be made for patrolling and safety. So overall, if we are making strict rules and we are avoiding the people, so we are making the people to get aware about the problems which are caused by cutting the forest, we can overcome the destruction of the wildlife. So we should make aware the people that they should understand the problems. They should reduce the pollution. They should be aware about the forest fire. So they should not promote the forest fire. They should not promote hunting. They should not promote killing of animals. They should not promote the destruction of the wildlife. In this, if this is followed very strictly, we can conserve the wildlife, and the clashes between human beings and wild animals could be stopped up to certain extents. Now, what are the steps taken to nurture the wildlife? What are the steps that are taken by the government in order to protect the wildlife? If you see in the ancient time, laws were framed in the olden times also by the country to protect the wildlife. Our great king, Maurya King Asok, the fundamental duties of citizens and active principles of constitution, they also include the same thing which was framed by the great king Maurya. Parliament has passed a Wildlife Conservation Act. We were talking about this act in the yesterday's video. If you don't know about this, you can go to the video which was uploaded yesterday, and you will be able to know how it was passed, when it was passed, and what are the recommendations and what are the implementation that is included in the Wildlife Conservation Act. The Wildlife Board in 2014 said that there are 503 sanctuaries, 102 national parks, and 14 bioreserves, and out of these 22 sanctuaries, 4 national parks, and 1 bioreserve zone happen to be in Gujarat. So, dear students, you should keep an eye on these numbers. They may be asked in your examinations, so you should note these numbers and keep that in your mind. Some production schemes are also planned, like production of tiger by Project Tiger, and the production of lion by Project Lion, and a production of crocodile by Crocodile Project, Angul Project, Rhino Project, Snow Leopard Project, etc. These projects were made in order to protect these animals. This project, for the Project Tiger, the project was launched in 1973, and it said that the people should be prohibited against the hunting and decreasing number of tigers. This was implemented for 9 reserved areas, and now 48 areas are covered under this project. Lion project was launched, which were for the production of the Asiatic lions. There was a time when Asiatic lions were found up to Iran in the Asian subcontinent, but due to the hunting, the number goes on decreasing and decreasing, and today they are restricted only to the Gir forest. So, if you want to see the Asiatic lions, you have to take a visit to the Gir forest. At one stage, the number had gone very below, up to 100. There were only 100 lions living in our Gujarat, and we can say that in our whole India. After the commencement of lion project, the number of these lions were increased, and in the census which was held in 2015, the number of lions has been increased from 100 to 523. So these are the very important projects of Indian forest, Project Tiger and Lion project. And in the same way, many projects are also launched for the production of crocodiles, anguls, that is also known as Barasingha, and Rhino project for the production of rhinos, and Snow Leopard project for the production of leopards. So these projects are launched from time to time by the government so that they can protect the wildlife. This will end our lesson. The last paragraph says that wildlife conservation is possible only if the society and the government shows firm determination to take steps in the right direction. Along with the development, we shall have to be dedicated to confirm our motto of environment preservation. So, dear students, in this chapter we learned about the wildlife, how the wildlife was in India before independence, and how the life of animals in the forest changed due to the increasing greed of the human beings. So, after completing this chapter, I would request you to complete the notes. The answers have been already provided in the school app. It was already provided during your examination, which was going to be conducted in the previous month, but unfortunately it was not conducted. But this time it will be conducted, and you have to write the notes, you have to complete your workbooks, and if you find any difficulty regarding any chapter, any points, you can make a comment in the comment section of this video, or I am giving you my number. You can also comment on that number. So this is my number, you can note it down, and you can message on this number and bring my attention to your queries. I will definitely try to solve your queries and I will be definitely helping you in your studies. So that's all for today in this video. I hope you have understood it better, and I want you to learn very well. I want you all to score good marks. So that's all for today. Let us end this video, and we'll meet in the next video with a new chapter. And one more request, if you want to learn any specific chapter, do let me know by commenting it in the on the number which I have just provided you. Okay, dear students, I will be waiting for your comments and your queries. Thanks a lot for now.